absurd seems completely sane.
Everybody is wondering what and where they all came from. Everybody is worried about where they're gonna go when the whole thing's done. But no one knows for certain, and so it's all the same to me. Think out, Jesse, let the mystery be. Some say once you're gone forever.
I don't know if you guys watch the show The Leftovers, but there's that song from The Leftovers. Makes me feel good. I need some cheering up right now. I got some bad news. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this anymore. I got pretty beat up yesterday. I might even just, I don't want to alarm you guys that have, joined the service and whatnot, but, considering I've been saying how the market never goes down and, yesterday, so, the Qs were reversing and breaking the VWAP and the whole thing, and I just decided to ignore it, and, I was buying more. And when the Qs got to 113, I was already getting my ass kicked so badly that I bought more. And then, at 112, I'm calling people to borrow money to, buy more of this stuff. Because I'm thinking at any minute this market has to rebound. And then, they broke 112, and I'm like in a freaking panic. Not to mention I was short the UVXY, of course, getting destroyed on that. And, the market kind of, made a little bounce, so I kind of offset the loss. And then, to only have the market, you know what I'm saying. I got lit up. And then to have the market do what it did today is just a heartbreaker. I don't know if I mentally can come back from it. And, I just gave back my whole year in a day. Something I talk about, how risk management, money management, and all those trades were setting up as shorts, and I just ignored it. The VWAPs were breaking, there were shorts everywhere to be had, and I just kept buying everything in sight. Just loaded up on every stupid thing I could and just kept buying the Qs. And then today, I'm so beat up from yesterday that I'm just, looking for revenge, and I'm shorting everything today, even though, the VWAPs were I'm getting, reversal alerts on my scanner, and, oh man, it's amazing that I could, have these trades where they always, or not always, but they work all the time, and, I just decided to ignore it yesterday, because I've been saying the market's never going to go down, so I figured I better be buying everything on the dip, just to prove my point. And I got stopped out near the lows of the day, and then we have a day like this where now I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, wow, if I just would have fallen asleep and woke up 24 hours later, I probably would have had a $100,000 day. The Qs and the UVXY absolutely, lit me up. To think the UVXY was actually going up, and I'm sitting there shorting it. What was I thinking? And the Qs, once they broke 114.20, a spot that I told my followers to look to short or at least take some profits. And, it's funny that I sold the QQQ just goofing around the other day. And and then I bought them back on that first dip, and and then yesterday happened. It's pretty horrible. So I don't even know what to tell you right now. I just disobeyed every rule that I've been trading. What I've been doing, there it was. The computer's telling me sell your longs, go short. And I'm just ignoring it. I don't know what came over me. You like that story? Just kidding. Oh man, but it really was awful. But not to that extreme. It's awful because as a day trader, I look for the market to bounce today because we don't go down. But the futures were gapped up this morning. We pulled in. The Qs were trading at 112.50 if you weren't watching this morning. And the UVXY started to go up. And then the UVXY started coming in. And the Q started breaking back above that 113.20 area. And I just let it go, you know. So the moral of the story is I didn't get hammered. The moral of the story is I could have done a lot better than I did, and it was awful. I mean, it's awful because the enormity of what could have been. Obviously, the 113.50 calls yesterday. Sorry, the 113.50 puts yesterday. You know, buying them at $1 and selling them at $1.30, and then watching them go to $2.30. And then the 12.50 calls today. I mean, yesterday at 38 cents. Now they're at $2.50 today. It's just nauseating. But at the same time, the short squeezes and some of our names were working out pretty well, like Fitbit. How much do you hate that stock? But considering everybody seems to be a little bit too short the Fitbit, you get a move like it did today. And again, see, this is what makes trading so painful. You buy 600 shares of a stock, it goes up 30 cents, and you're feeling really good. You make 180 bucks. You sell it, goes up a little bit more, starts coming in, you take it off the screen, and then you look at it at the end of the day, it's up 3 more points. The UVXY. Sorry, today was the SVXY. Bought it in the morning as the UVXY starts to go down. We made 50 cents on it, and it winds up going up $5. That's really the anguish that I'm in. Just for a moment, did you think the story I was telling at the beginning of the video was real? Do you think that I'm just going to sit there and ignore a full-blown catastrophe, VWAP break-in reversal, a day that I get a hard-on for? You think I'm just going to sit there and say, oh, well, yeah, those are nice setups to the short side. Let me buy stocks. I think I've said this a million times. I got no clue if the market's going to go up for the next 414 days. But 500 days ago, I said we're probably going to keep going up. 1,000 days ago, actually, I said we're probably going to keep going up. And here we are. The one thing I do have that is still looking pretty good are the January 2017 115.115 calls on the QQQ. Because my belief is if we're shaking off everything, well, then again, we've been doing this since 2009. We've shook off everything. We could go through the laundry list of things that we've ignored. And now domestic terrorism. Who gives a shit, right? Paris. We cared about it for 6 hours. Thoughts and prayers, right? All you hear is, my thoughts and prayers are with the people. You know what? Enough of that saying. First of all, I don't pray. So stop telling me to put my thoughts in my prayers for the people in Paris. How about you go out and round up some terrorists and kill them? That's what I'm praying for. All right. But do you think for a second, I mean, I'm an asshole. I'm a loser. Yes. I'm a dick. I'm a schmuck. All that stuff. Nobody could be harder on me than myself. What was I thinking? When the Qs broke 113.30, why not just say to yourself, you've seen this day before, asshole. Why not buy some 13.50 calls just in case we go parabolic? Nah. I was so happy that we bounced and we made some money in the morning that I forget the big picture, that on a day after the market goes down, people who get trapped short, they're sitting there debating whether or not to cover, and then we go up more, and then they start to cover, and then it goes parabolic, and then they have to cover more, and then it goes parabolic. That's the kind of day this was. This was a trend higher day, UVXY tanking, QQQ all day. So the real reason I'm upset is that, making 30 cents on a trade when at the end of the day, something's up 3, that's the 10-fold. And there was about 10 of those. And I'm just talking about the stock. Lest not forget about option plays. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Fitbit $30 calls, who even thought those would be in play this week? QQQ 114 calls, who thought those would be in play yesterday? Nobody. But here's the thing. Admitting you know nothing about the stock market is the best thing you could do. If you're trying to figure out why something happens, that's the wrong way about going about it. Why is Fitbit going up? Personally, I think the company's going to be out of business in 5 years. But does you know what that means to me? Nothing. Who am I? I'm just a schmuck on the internet. Fitbit's going up, buy it. That's really what it comes down to. The more you come into the day with a self-perceived notion of what's going to happen, the more trouble you're going to get into. Because I thought, the market could bounce, but maybe we'll get 113.50 on the Qs. Maybe Fitbit goes to 30.5. How about some Akamai? Goes up 20 cents. I'm in 500 shares. It goes up 20 cents. I'm taking a $100 profit. Goes up 2 points by the end of the day. I mean, I don't have, hordes of cash to hold 20 positions with 1,000 share lots of them all. But man, oh man, this was one sickening kind of day. But the best part about today is that I spewed out some good ideas for the guys, and everybody made some money. So we have to look at this as a missed opportunity, sure. But you know what? There's going to be next week, and if you're doing this for a living, you can't imagine yourself just making a year's amount of money in one day, even though today was that day. But you don't know. So you're conditioned to trade the same style every day. So my style is the VWAP breaks into the reversals and look for the multi-day VWAP, make my 20, 30 cents on the 500 or the 1,000 shares, grind out $500,000. Today was not that kind of day. Today was that day to buy everything that you liked back. And I'm very surprised Twitter, which was very strong yesterday, had a really shitty day today. And I lost money on the Twitter today. Obviously, the Joy Global gave it back. The pot. I had dumped those stocks a couple of days ago, and I was thanking God that I did. So I figured, hey, this market's rallying like a bat out of hell. Let me nibble on some of those. None of those worked. But the Akamai worked, and the SVXY sure as hell did work. That's the opposite of the UVXY. All right, I'm going to wrap it up because I'm starving. And I just want to appreciate, and guys, if you believed in my bullshit at the beginning of the video, maybe I should be an actor. Because that was some good shit, wasn't it? Yeah, you thought I blew my shit up, didn't you? Ignoring the VWAP. That's what I live my life on.
Oh yeah, the market. Oh shit, man. This market looks like it's gonna tank. I'm gonna ignore everything I've ever learned over 18 years. I'm just gonna keep on buying.
Turns out that would have been a great trade 24 hours later. But if you were buying as the market was going down yesterday, there's no way you would have withstood that pain. Trust me, I know the pain. Have a good weekend.